Hi everyone, I'm Boris Zivotov. I'm the founder and administrative lawyer in my own personal injury law firm. I've been a lawyer for 28 years, 27 of which I have devoted solely to personal injury law. And that is to help victims of somebody else's negligence reclaim their life, recover their health, and provide for their and their family's financial future as a result of the health that was taken away from them, frequently not due to their own negligence, due to their own choice. The reason I decided to make this video is to educate the public on what it is that personal injury lawyers do. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding, preconceived notions. You hear words like ambulance chasers, and I'm sure there's a few lawyers that give all the lawyers a bad name. In my practice and in my experience and the colleagues that I know, personal injury lawyers are inherently good people who are interested in helping other people rebuild their lives after something tragic happens to them, to shake them up. And that being the first desire is to help somebody in trouble. Also, the bonus is that we do get paid as a result of our hard work, and we are able to provide for our families, to pay salaries to our staff, all in the name of helping people in trouble. And so the reason I decided to become a personal injury lawyer was never about money. It was because I grew up helping people, and I just continued to do so as a living. I immigrated to the United States from the former Soviet Union, Ukraine, town Khmelnytsky, and I was 13 years old when I came to the United States. As a part of the immigrant experience, I worked closely with a local politician whose name was Frank Barbaro. This is in Brooklyn, Bensonhurst, where I grew up. And in his office, I was a community liaison, where my job was to help everybody who would come to the office seeking help, everybody who was in trouble for one reason or another. Whether it's poor people's benefits were cut unfairly, and we had to help them get back on their feet. Whether a tragedy happened at a particular block in Bensonhurst, and we needed to put a stop sign to prevent a tragedy from happening, so we were able to liaise with various government departments. I mean, that was my job, and I wanted to do that job, and I continued to do that job. I became a psych major when I went to college at the City University of New York, and I continued to help people as part of my studies and training. I helped the mentally ill also rebuild their lives, and I've seen some amazing transformations from folks who were down and out, and when they received just some little help and encouragement and proper treatment and medication, were able to rejoin regular society as fully fledged members and contributing members of society. And then when I went to law school, the idea was not to become a personal injury lawyer. I thought I would become a constitutional lawyer, because when I went to law school, the Soviet Union was breaking up and all these new countries were forming, and I felt that my homeland, Ukraine, could use a bilingual or a trilingual attorney to help them write their new constitution with all this American experience that I had. So instead of continuing in psychology, I went ahead and made a quick left turn to go to law school, and to my dismay quickly discovered that international law is barely even a law. It's very cut and dry. There's no working with people. It's mainly contracts and documents. And I had probably my first anxiety attack in law school, because I already went all in, took out law school loans, and realized that this is really not what I wanted to do for a living. After graduating law school, I sort of naturally fell into the personal injury field, because frankly, I've been training for it my whole life without realizing it. So as a personal injury lawyer, I feel like I'm first and foremost a psychologist. I meet people and I help them during their darkest hours, when they suffered through an accident and injuries that they are not responsible for themselves, that they did not ask for, and suddenly find themselves lost and confused and frightened. In my practice, I also realized that very frequently the victims of other people's negligence happen to be new immigrants especially those who build our buildings and work in construction, because their labor is frequently used to pay slave wages, frequently maybe even cash, and hide the fact that they're working on this construction, and it doesn't matter, whether it's the smallest house in Brooklyn or the biggest skyscraper in Manhattan. That's where that labor is being used, and folks are just not aware of this. So when you're a worker like that and you have to survive on even those meager wages that they pay you, and you're willing to do the most dangerous jobs where safety standards are frequently not being met, because if you open your mouth as a worker and complain about something, well, then you're gone the same day, because there's 10 other desperate immigrants who will take that job.